If he knocks back, it's a problem. Okay.
Good evening. Today is January 2nd, 2020. Welcome to the Reuben Hoare Library Trustees, Board of Trustees meeting. Our chair, Mark Rombacher, is not here tonight, so I will be chairing in his absence. We're going to start with public participation, and there is no public participation. We're moving on to correspondence. MBLC certification letter.
So I received our certification letter from MBLC. We are now certified for another year, and we also received our first state aid payment in the amount of $7,160.28.
And that goes to purchasing materials and whatnot?
No, that goes towards basically whatever we want to use it for.
Okay. Great.
We're actually not really
Vacations?
supposed to
No.
use that much.
Okay.
And you said there's another one comes after this?
Yeah, we get the second half of the payment in a few months.
Okay.
Okay. Approval of minutes for December 5th, 2019.
I'm sorry, they're long.
Boy, 12/5 seems like a really long time.
I know. So last year.
So last year.
Yeah.
So last decade.
Well, looks pretty good to me. I'll make a motion, we accept the Board of Trustees meeting minutes from December 5th, 2019, as written.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed. On to the treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report, we do not have one today. It may be that the treasurer is on vacation or ill, I'm not sure. I have not received an answer back. But as soon as I get one, I'll email everybody what the balances are.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Friends report.
There was no Friends meeting in December, so I have nothing to report.
Okay. Fundraising and public awareness committees report.
I was sick, so I didn't go. And actually, I don't even know if they met.
They,
I don't think they
had,
had.
no,
They canceled
We had to
twice,
cancel-
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Because
because
of
of
the
snow.
weather.
Well, you're
So, yeah,
getting
it
off
wasn't one.
easy.
Wow, we are flying through this agenda tonight.
Well, you gotta catch
I'm
me up
thinking
though.
maybe, no, maybe I should be doing it. Okay. All right.
Building project updates.
So I met with Phil, our architect, and Lauren from MBLC. She hadn't had a chance to look over the most recent plans yet, and she had a few notes.
Okay.
She does not like where the local history room is. She's afraid that it could flood.
Okay.
So she wanted us to move it somewhere else where it won't flood. So Phil is taking a look at that to see if there's a place he can move it to.
Okay.
She also felt like we needed more storage. We did have a large storage room, but the mechanical room, turns out the mechanical apparatuses are much larger than we thought they were going to be, so they took over some more of our storage. So she said, no, you guys need to add more storage. So he's looking to add more storage somewhere else too. We also signed the contract. So Nina signed it, and we will be receiving the first payment, $1 million and change, in a few weeks.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of plans, those of us who are doing fundraising and sending out packets, the plans we have in that are June.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anything more update?
I think, yeah, I can send you.
That would be brilliant. Thank you. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, the local history room was at the front of the building.
Yeah, it's against what would probably, which is a slope. It's basically up, it doesn't
Yeah.
have any windows.
Right.
So I'm not really sure why she thinks it'll flood. I mean, if it floods, everything else is going to flood too.
Yeah.
But I
Say we
think she,
need to-
yeah,
yeah.
I think she wanted it upstairs, but there's not really a place to put it upstairs. We actually, when she first looked at the plans months ago, she brought up the same point, and we talked to her about it, and she brought it up again this time. So
I'm curious about the flooding issue. And, I mean, you're right, if that floods, everything's going to flood, so.
right. Well, she's concerned because it's local history, and there are books that really can't be replaced. So that's why she's
Which
concerned.
one
yeah.
brought up that concern?
Lauren Starr, Stara, and she is our MBLC library construction
Okay.
specialist, library building specialist.
What are the consequences if it comes back that we can't move that room anywhere else?
We don't have to do it, but, I mean, they are giving us the grant money, so. But it's not, I don't think it's a requirement that we move it.
When's your next meeting?
We haven't picked one yet.
Okay.
Well, I definitely listen about the storage space, because I remember when we were visiting libraries to speak to them about their renovations, that was the one thing that they said
Yeah.
that they wished they had put into their plans, because none of the libraries had enough storage space.
No. Okay,
That was, so that's it. That's all I have for that.
okay.
Okay, trustee updates.
Good golly.
Mira, do you want to start?
I don't have much, but I did, with my daughters, attend one of the music programs at the library right before Christmas, and we all enjoyed that, learned new information about songs I hadn't known before, so I thought that was a nice program, and we enjoyed that.
I don't have much. Sam's pretty much said everything. We don't have any meetings scheduled, and we finished most of the other ones before Christmas, except for your ones with Phil. So that's pretty much it, just waiting to see what the next phase is. You know, but we'll find that out at the next meeting.
December seems like so long ago, so I don't remember. So I don't have any updates.
I think we were all very excited about the Holiday Bazaar. It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I was at a little mini fundraising thing, that the Friends made something like $1,200 or something like that at
Yeah, they
the
made quite a
Holiday
bit of
Bazaar.
money. I
Yeah.
don't remember how much it was, but yeah.
But yeah, significant. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
I don't really have anything different. I echo what Susan said about the bazaar. I was going to go for half an hour, and I think I was there for 3 hours, so I spent a lot of money and enjoyed myself immensely, and it's always lovely to see community and spend time with people. I have not been inside the library in a while, but I've been using the library loan, so I'll come in and run in and get my books and run back out again. So I always love that the staff is so willing to pull books for me. But yeah, I'm excited for 2020. I think we have a lot of exciting things coming up this year. So.
Say another thing for Canopy. I watched another movie.
I actually took out DVDs for the first time ever from the library.
You don't mean it.
I've never taken out DVDs.
Wow.
You don't mean it.
I take books out all the time.
Oh,
but
my
I've never-
gosh.
So that was exciting.
No, it's a nice collection.
Yeah, they do, absolutely.
Yeah.
Director's report.
Okay, so I met with An Ung from IBM. She's the one who's in charge of the volunteers over at IBM for the Girls Who Code program. We discussed, are we going to do it again? We are. We're going to start in the first week of February. First Tuesday will be the beginners Girls Who Code. First Thursday will be the more advanced class, and they're going to go until May, I believe. I also purchased some new laptops for them as well. I signed a contract with a company called VidCode, and they also do coding, but they do coding for everyone. And so I am going to be trained in how to use it. It's an online service, and so in a couple weeks I'm going to get some training, and I probably won't offer as many classes as Girls Who Code, but I'll try to offer classes here and there. Since it is mostly online, you pretty much follow along online. They really teach you. It's not really about
Okay.
a person teaching you. So, but I want to do that after Girls Who Code, so I don't have any conflict with them. Margaret, who attended our last meeting, we set up the TerraCycle receptacle at the back door entrance. So far, it's been fine.
Saw it, yeah.
As I said before, I met with Lauren and Phil to go over the floor plans. We held a staff meeting / holiday party potluck on December 19th. Everybody had a lot of fun. Ate a lot of food, ate a lot of food. And then Helen, Jean, Amy, and I attended Alice training. Alice training is what to do if there's an active shooter in the building. So we attended that program. It was offered to everyone in town. We did it here in Town Hall. We did a scenario where we didn't know what to do. They didn't tell us anything. And then we went downstairs, had a little PowerPoint, learned what to do, and then we did the scenario again. Helen and I survived, so.
Well, you are sitting here,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. And then when I wrote this, the stats, we didn't think they would be available because of, it's only the second. Susan was able to pull them together.
Oh, good.
And then the financial report, we're chugging along, we're doing fine. We're where we should be for this part of the year.
Can I make a request about Girls Who Code?
Yeah.
Is anybody in touch with the high school librarian, Paul, or is that?
No, they just sent me all of the stuff that they want for advertising, so I'll send it out to her.
Please, because he would, it would be great to get that into our, have him make sure that everybody knows that at the library. Thanks.
Yeah, they handle all of the advertisement stuff, and so they just sent it to her.
Yeah.
How's Hoopla going?
Hoopla? It's going well. It's still expensive. I think it's going to need its own line, to be honest, on the budget, because it's a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I did get the Ray Grandy scholarship to all of the guidance department. It has been sent to all the juniors and seniors, so
Great.
you should be getting some things.
Haven't got anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
All right.
yeah.
Is the updated application on the website?
Yeah, it's on the website. It's on the front page of the website. I put it on Facebook when we first did it. I could put it on Facebook again. Yeah.
Okay.
It's-
If I wanted to copy the link from the website and send it to someone, I could do that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
When's the deadline for that?
February 28th.
All right.
Yeah, February
I've sent it out to a few kids I know as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
That seems really far away.
it's not.
It's not, I know. They think it is.
I always get it the week of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guidance was kind of interested in, you're offering to juniors as well. And they had a whole, thing set up for seniors so maneuvering that, but I think they got it.
Okay, great. Yeah, I always get it the week of, so I'm not really,
Well, they've just come back.
yeah.
And they really weren't focused today, let me tell you.
Yeah. So the submissions will probably come in mid-February or a week before.
Yeah.
So,
So then we have to interview,
Yeah, in the application it says we'll interview them the first trustee meeting in March.
yeah, okay.
Oh, when is that?
I'm sure that we will discuss that in the February meeting,
Bless you, yes,
how that's going to go.
bless you. Okay,
Old business strategic plan.
So, I gave this to you guys last time to look over. Mark gave me it back with a bunch of grammar edits that he and Sarah made. So I made those in the original, so it's on the computer. So I thought we could just, unless you see anything, I know without giving to you, you don't know what grammar edits you make. I thought we could just go over the meat of it and discuss the action plan.
Okay.
So that starts on page 12. Because the rest of it is really just, it's stuff that we put in there every year.
Okay.
So action plan, page 12, all right.
So it says 22. I extended it to 2023 because we'll be building the new library, and so a lot of this probably won't be possible until after the building's
Yeah.
completed. So a lot of it is about working with the trustees, the town, to work with the community, to develop programs, really meet their needs, anything they might want from the library. What we've heard is that they want more technology, more programming, more children's programs, more teen programs, so we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to get the Makerspace program up and going for teens, and now we have the new VIT code. So that's something else that we can offer to teens. And we already offer Girls a Code.
Well, and there is no librarian at the middle school.
Okay. Okay.
So they do need help.
Um,
Isn't that awful?
the Friends bought us a book scanning machine a few months ago. And so we want to digitize a lot of our local history collection. So that sort of inspired Andy, who works a lot with the Historical Society, that she would like to start doing programs with them and also work with them to scan some of our books and their books. So that's where the local history and genealogy research collections will be expanded upon.
Cool.
As I said before, we're going to try to offer more technology services. I'd like to offer a library of things when we get the new library and have more space. So I don't know if you guys know what a library of things is. It's a lot of libraries now, they offer things like cake pans or crutches and wheelchairs, and people take them out. So I'd like to get things like...
Wait, you mean on a loaning basis?
Yeah, on a loan basis.
Wow,
Yeah.
I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, so we already offer things like hotspots, a Nintendo. So I'd like to get more video game consoles that we can maybe lend out.
Cake pans.
Yeah, cake pans.
I heard about that at my friend's library, and I thought that was a great idea.
That's decent.
That's stuff that you don't want to, you don't necessarily want to own, but you might need like
Right.
once a year or something.
Right, yeah, the hardest part is where to keep them.
Well, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like, it's not, yeah.
Yeah, so I like to get things like drones, or those Oculus things, that, you know, to lend out to people, so.
How often is the telescope?
Telescope goes out quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that take it out. A lot of people take out the hotspot. A few too many people. We had to get another one. A lot of people use that as their primary source of internet. Instead of paying for internet, they take it out for a week, and then they have their kid take it out for a week, and then they have their wife take it out for a week.
My kid took it out for a week. She
Yeah.
didn't have a phone plan, and she had away soccer games, and she needed to reach me.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, she could use her teammates' phones, but
but, yeah.
sometimes, you know,
Oh, my.
you're in a pinch, and
Yeah.
it was really cool.
Also, so goal 4, I'll encourage the staff to attend more workshops, to go to training. Some of the staff have asked, would we pay for training? I don't know how everybody feels about that, if we pay for them to go to like a workshop or a conference in the future. I wasn't sure.
How do they attend stuff now? They do on their own, or?
So a lot of the stuff is local, so we do pay mileage. We have a travel budget, but if they wanted to go like to another state and do
Right,
something.
right.
So, I know there's a history of it from a while back when Marnie was here.
Right. Apparently, when Marnie was here, there was a history of it, but I don't know how it was paid for.
Maybe we could somehow find out. Somebody will know.
I mean, maybe we could have a certain amount every year, and people put in for.
And if we had a model we could, that you could follow and modify, you know, what they did it for, and, oh, this works, but that didn't, whatever.
For the teachers at Littleton High School, we get up to $2,000 a year for professional development because we have to do it to keep our license. And at one point, they were only paying for the fee for the course. They weren't paying for you to get there. They weren't paying for anything else. Now it's anything. So, it could be the whole $2,000 if you have to go to another state or something. Most people don't use that much up unless they're in school.
Right.
So, but it's a benefit that we have, and I'm certain that not everybody's going to be going to programs.
Right.
So you might have a kitty.
So in next year's budget, I did request more money in our travel line because
Okay.
we use it up.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
And we use that for mileage. We also sometimes pay for, a lot of the conferences are free. A lot of the workshops are free, so it's mostly just paying for mileage. But some of the staff do want to go to like ALA, and
And they
ALA
should.
Yeah,
takes place, in Seattle.
right, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I know my hometown library, the children's librarians used to travel out of state to attend these annual workshops for the summer reading program. And the benefits of that were tremendous for the library because they got free books for the circulation and they came back with all these great ideas and it was just a very enriching workshop for them. And their children's summer reading program was all the more stellar because of it. So yeah, I think that's very useful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll continue to, I'll try to figure out what you guys did in the past.
That'd be cool.
Speak to the old hand.
So I'd like to continue. Right now, we do some work with the COA, Park and Rec. So I just want to work on until building those relationships,
Absolutely,
offering more programs with them.
absolutely.
Let's see.
So, will the Veterans Office move with us? No, okay.
He'll have the whole building to himself.
Probably not, but, okay,
Yeah, there's no plan for him to move with us.
okay. I'm interested in Goal 4, CPR, defibrillator, Narcan training. Is everybody trained in CPR? No, okay.
So some of the staff are a little hesitant about it, actually, because they don't feel like they're first responders, they're librarians. Some of them do want training, so I do plan to reach out to the fire
Oh,
department.
they do a great job.
Yeah.
They come and certify us every year, so, yeah.
And then we can have Narcan available, and I would like to at least get trained in how to use it.
CPR, I think it's,
Yeah,
you
it's
you
CPR.
gotta know how to do
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Do we have a defibrillator in that building?
We do, and the only time we ever notice it is when the battery dies and it starts to beep.
Where is
Yeah.
it?
It's underneath the shirt desk. It's basically, where the fax machine is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The opposite side, there's a cabinet. It's in there
So it's not
on the wall or something.
not visible to somebody who,
No.
you'd really have to know it's there.
I think there might be one in the kids' room too. I'm not sure.
And
You should
who
probably
is
know
trained
that,
to use that? Is
yeah.
anybody trained to use it?
I think so.
Because when you get CPR training, you get trained on that.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Well, with, I should
do.
with Girl Scouts CPR training,
Right.
we were always trained on the
We
The-
have that, yeah.
defibrillator as well.
It's supposed to be so simple that somebody could just...
Well, yeah, but it's, all the directions, when you open it up, the
They're all
directions are
right
there.
there,
but-
yeah.
Do we have you said it's behind the counter.
Mhm.
Is there a sign somewhere that says, just even something in red and white that says C?
I think there's a sticker on the
Defibrillator.
door to the cabinet.
So we should think about that for the new building and,
Mhm.
and how many we would want to
Yeah.
have.
And maybe it should be more prevalent.
Yeah, yeah, they really have to be visible.
Because there's a lot of people that are trained on it, so even if staff wasn't, would, somebody in the building would be
Yeah,
trained on how
Yeah.
to use it.
yeah.
So goal 6, the children's librarian does school-related programs. She goes to the school. We also have the students come here to learn about the library, learn what they can do here. So just continuing that in the new library and moving forward. As I said before, to look into doing a library of things and what patrons might like to have here.
That's going to be some storage.
Yeah.
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 Like a shed outside or something, Geez.
So that's the gist of it. Were there any questions?
I think all these goals look great.
Yeah.
Yes.
The PSA for the local cable, who's going to be doing that?
I do them now.
Do you?
Yeah, every month I go in.
My television isn't working, so, yeah.
Yeah. Usually Mark asks me like a couple days before, and I go in and I do.
Okay. Okay. I have this.
Do we need to vote to approve this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said that Mark had handed you back corrections on
Grammar,
punctuation.
yeah,
Because I see a lot of missing
spelling
periods
mistakes,
in the
yeah.
goals.
I
but-
know. I didn't pay attention in English class, I guess.
No, it's okay. I just want to make sure that his corrections covered the goals as well.
Yes.
So we don't have to.
Yeah, that's-
Okay.
So it's
Can I just ask one super picky detail?
Yeah.
Can you make me Christine, not Chris?
sure.
Just in, in a fancy, kind
Yeah.
of historical sense. Like professional. Chris is perfectly fine in most. And did we decide that Mark's going to sign it?
It doesn't have
Or
to
is
be
he-
signed.
It doesn't have to be signed, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
I think it's something, okay.
And the action plan that you had written, under action plan, when you say goal 1 by the end of FY 2023, is there anywhere else in this document, specifically in all these goals, where it needs to be changed to 2023?
Yeah, there were a few spots.
Okay,
Mostly it's things
Okay.
that really can only take place in the new library, like the
Okay.
Library of Things.
all right.
And just getting that set up. Offering more programs would work
Okay.
better in the new library.
Your collection of things.
Collection of things.
Excuse me.
What libraries do that?
You know, Drake does it. I think Salisbury is the one that has the pots and pans and.
I know Westwood had cake pans.
Yeah.
Concord does it. It's excellent.
What kind of storage do they have for this?
They don't. They have one of those, I don't even know what you call it, but like one of those multi-layered shelves that just stand in front of the circ desk, and if something's available, you grab it, and,
Yeah. Sometimes they just have the pictures.
Yes,
And then they keep the
that's
things
it.
in another storage room and the staff goes to get it.
Okay.
Like in Amesbury, they have a giant Jenga, like one of those big ones. And so they have a picture of it, and then when somebody wants to take it out, the staff goes and gets it. Yeah, like the telescope. The telescope lives in my office.
Yes,
And when patrons want it, the staff just goes in the office and gets it.
but you're not going to have lawnmowers and cake pans. And
Good. There are people that have bicycles, there are people that have fishing poles.
Wow.
Pretty much anything you can think of. Usually it depends on the community.
We got to talk about storage here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you guys think Littleton residents might like?
Snowshoes.
Snowshoes?
Yes, snowshoes, there you go. Yeah.
Some libraries have bicycles.
No, I
Well,
think,
maybe we could pose the question.
It has
Yeah.
it's been posed on the mom's page, I know I have,
Yeah.
or on some other sites I have seen it, maybe the Friends or,
The police have a lot of bicycles behind the police station that they've found, so I mean,
Maybe they'll donate them to us.
well, we could just say go over there and get one.
Yeah.
So do you need a motion for this?
We need a motion.
Okay, first, I would feel more comfortable. I know Mark already gave you something that you went through. I would feel comfortable if you took mine and just cross-checked it. I don't know about what anybody else wants to turn theirs in. So if I say,
How about it's dependent upon, I send out the final copy.
Well,
yeah, well, so,
Okay,
all right,
yeah.
so
That's corrected.
I would make a motion, something like, I move we approve the 5-year strategic plan as will be modified as the corrections have been noted, something like that.
and I'll second that.
Something like that?
Yeah.
As will be as will be modified by Sam in the final copy to be distributed to the trustees.
Yep.
Yep.
And all modifications are minor anyway, they're just periods and stuff.
Yeah, that's what Mark gave me.
Who's going to second?
I did
I
find a
did.
couple of funny
Oh, you did.
words.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed?
Okay.
Moving on to new business.
So there's a concern that's popped up concerning museum passes. So patrons can take out museum passes if they are a member of the Friends or a resident of Littleton, especially. So there's been a little bit of a... So libraries are supposed to lend out everything to everyone and be here for everyone, not just if you're a member of the Friends.
Right.
So there are some libraries that have started to basically lend out their museum passes to anyone, not just people who are part of the Friends. And there's also been another issue that popped up. So basically, in our software, MVLC changed it so that you don't have to be a member of the Friends to reserve a museum pass. So some of the staff feel like, well, we've always done it this way. Why? So I don't even know if there's really anything we can do about it, because the issue that was changed in the software in Symphony was for something else, and this was sort of like
It was done without our authorization.
right, but they don't need your authorization to do that.
But that our policy was to,
Yeah, it wasn't an intentional. It's just that by making this change, that happened. It wasn't that they went in there to say anyone can just take it out. So we can still do it. It's just that now for every person that comes out, we have to check, oh, are they a member of the Friends? When before, if you went to reserve a pass, the system automatically said, oh, no, you're not a member of the Friends. You can't take this out.
So if I let my friend's membership lapse, I can no longer take my
so,
pass.
so a patron of the library who's not a member of the Friends can't take this stuff out.
So anyone can take out, if you're a resident of Littleton, you can take a museum pass out.
Okay.
Westford,
Okay.
a Westford patron isn't supposed to be able to take out.
Unless they're.
Oh, I see.
So now it's changed so that I could go to Westford and take one of their museum passes. I can make a whole day out of it. I go to the Museum of Fine Arts in the morning, take out, because you're only allowed one pass per day per library.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could go to MFA in the morning, I could go to the aquarium in the afternoon,
Is
and
this,
go to Westford and get the aquarium pass.
Right.
And,
is this an issue? Is there an issue with people coming from other towns?
Yes.
Okay.
So usually what we do is, it goes to Littleton patrons first, especially members of the Friends group. If you come from another town, you can come the day of,
Okay,
and if nobody's taking it out that day, then you can take it out.
okay.
But now you can reserve it 5 days ahead, and we'll never know that you're not a member of the Friends.
Right.
Until you come in. So you could,
Wow.
so if you reserve it, come in, we're going to have angry patrons on our hands who are like, well, wait a minute, I reserved this 5 days ago. Now you're saying it's the day of, because we tell them you can either come the day before or the day of to get the
To
pass.
get it, right.
Right.
And now they're going to be like, well, what do you mean I can't take out the aquarium?
Oh, dear.
So, like I said, there's nothing, I just wanted to let you guys, this issue has come up. I am on the executive committee of MVLC, so I will bring it up to them at our next meeting.
Is it MB or MV?
MVLC. So, yeah, just, Andy asked me to talk to you guys about it. I don't really know that there's anything that can be done right now.
So essentially, if somebody who lives in Westford and wants to get the MFA pass from Westford and it's not available, they come over here and get ours.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying Westford, because
Right, it's just
any other town.
any time.
Okay. Huh.
I tried to do that once, but not in such a shady way. I wanted my family and I to go to the MFA. And I waited too long. And I sat there and I checked every single library to see if a library pass was available. Wasn't. But the point was, or is, that I could have gotten the pass from some of those libraries without any problem. But there were other libraries where you couldn't. I mean, some of them you actually had to call up or go in person to reserve. You could not even reserve it online.
Yeah. Personally, I feel like libraries are supposed to be for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, we let Westford people take out our books. Why is a museum pass any different? The only thing is that the Friends do pay for all of the museum passes.
Right.
It's not, something that comes from, like, the taxpayer money, like the books do.
But I'm curious about this because you and I are from New York, and we know that the library system in New York is very different than the one in Massachusetts, where you can do the interlibrary loan with other libraries, but there are certain restrictions that you have if that is not your home library. So I'm trying to understand still, what is the purpose of having a home library in Massachusetts if essentially you can have the same privileges at any library in any library system in the state?
Right. So there's been a big move in the library world to basically make one Massachusetts library card. Because all the systems, Massachusetts is relatively small compared to a state like New York, which is huge, or California or whatever. Because we're a smaller state, there's a lot of people that feel, well, we should all just have one library card. So there are some networks that that's fine, and some networks that don't. There are some networks that are close enough to New Hampshire or Vermont or Rhode Island that they let Rhode Island patrons come and take out cards. The patron just has to pay like $50, and they can get a card in Massachusetts. So, yeah, I mean, you can take out from any library if you want to do interlibrary loan. That's not a big deal. It's like New York in that way. But, some libraries are very much like, well, our taxpayers pay for this. That's who should get them first. But it doesn't always work that way.
So are there people who are coming up and being angry at the desk because...
Well, the way we noticed it was on Saturday, I think, 6 different people from Chelmsford came in, and they took out passes.
Whoa!
Yeah. And we only noticed it because that was a lot.
Yeah.
One day. Usually, we get them every once in a while, but
Yeah.
that was like the first time we had
It's a holiday weekend, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when we reached out to MVLC, and MVLC said, yeah, we changed this thing and this code in Symphony, and now that's sort of like, we did it for this reason, but that's kind of what
But
happened.
it applies to this as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
This could make people very angry when we get the new building,
Why?
because we have a new building and there are benefits in the new building that we did not have before, so it might make people feel like, well, this is our new library and Littleton should have the preferential benefits towards certain things that are offered in this new
I
library?
think people feel like that in this library.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's more, so the friends didn't meet, and I just found this out like 2 days ago anyway. So I'm going to bring it up at the friends meeting because they are the ones. So if anyone's going to be mad, I think it's the friends. Yeah, and sometimes we do get patrons who say, well, so if you come in and there's a book that's on hold for someone in Westford, if you get to it first, it goes to you. When you put a hold on something, it's supposed to go to you first. That's how the system is set up to work it. But sometimes that just doesn't happen that way, just because a patron gets to it too late, or it's already been sent out in the bins. But technically, if it's ours, a Littleton patron gets it first, if it's a book. And it's supposed to be that way with the museum passes. But now that this thing has been changed in the system, that's not how it's working anymore.
So it says here 67 passes
Yeah.
were checked out in December.
Mhm.
Do you have any way of knowing how many of those were Littleton people?
Yeah, we can look it up.
Just curious. Did all those Chelmsford people know one another?
I don't think so.
Because they were going different places, too. It wasn't like they were all going
Right.
together. so-
Very
Well,
funny.
Chelmsford's a big town, so
Yeah.
I'm sure that there were a lot of passes taken out during the
Yeah.
break.
I bet there were.
I believe that Littleton patrons should get first access, because don't we have some passes to specific museums that other libraries don't have?
Sure.
So there's
But-
more of a
So
demand?
the way I see it is, sometimes the passes don't get used.
Right.
Yeah, true enough.
So, if nobody's going to use the aquarium pass that day or the zoo pass, then why can't someone in Chelmsford take it out?
Right.
At least it's getting used. I mean, it's being paid for anyway.
Yeah.
The Friends pay a lot of money,
Yes, they
Yeah.
do.
almost $12,000 last year
Yeah.
in museum
That's
passes.
a lot.
So
And so in the past, anybody could come on the day of to pick it up?
on the day of, if
Right.
it wasn't being used, they could take it out. But now they can reserve it, which creates the issue of,
Okay.
and they reserved it 5 days ago. We have no way of knowing
Right.
until they show up.
Right.
And if we look them up and say, oh, wait, you're not a friend, then we're going to have a screaming patron at us saying, why can't I go to the aquarium? My kids are ready to go to the aquarium today, and I said they can go to the aquarium.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
So,
That's ugly.
yeah. And so that's why I feel like, why not let them have it? Like, I mean, if, but,
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear what the friends
yeah.
say before we kind of, because
Okay.
I can actually see both sides of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for them to sit unused.
Yeah.
And it just means that, people need to, it's like basically first come, first serve. If you book it first, you're going to get it first. If you don't book it first, and someone from Westford books it first, then they're going to get it first, right? So,
The other thing is, a lot of the a lot of these places are changing it so that you can print out your pass at home now.
Oh.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So I think the Science Museum
That's
is
cool.
doing that. So now you don't even have to come to the
Don't have to come to
library.
the library.
So we'll never know.
We'll just know that it was
Heavens.
used.
We'll just know that it was used.
All right, so if somebody prints out that pass at home, can somebody come in and take the pass out again before?
No.
No.
Although that is a
If they don't,
concern.
print- if they don't print it out at home, then somebody could come in and take the pass.
Yeah.
Well, presumably then there wouldn't be a physical pass at the desk. You
Right.
just wouldn't have it to
Right.
hand to someone.
Right.
They have to print it out probably.
Right.
Tower Hill is this big envelope with all these things in it. and
Yeah,
you
the big-
wouldn't
yeah,
be
the
able
big
to- yeah,
pass with the
yeah,
thing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these museums are changing to that because they are the ones that print out these things and they send them to us, and so now they're putting the
Makes sense.
onto the patron to print it out themselves, or even just put it on their phone. Now everything's on their phone.
Oh, good golly. Okay.
So anyway, there's nothing
Yeah,
that
let's
can
see.
really be done.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make.
Let's
you
see
aware
what the
of
friends, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Other business.
it. Is that from-
Anyone have any other business that they would like to bring up at this time?
No?
Okay. In that case, there's nothing left on the agenda. Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So the next meeting is February 6th?
Thank you.
And that's in the affirmative, right?
Yes.
Okay.
7 o'clock, room 307 here.
Right. Okay. I make a motion that we adjourn this very early January meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.